Good morning, Praveen. We are here for your interview today, and I can tell you personally that I'm very excited about it. So why don't you start us off by just telling us a little about yourself?
Well, I'm a recent graduate from the University of Wollongong with a master's in mechanical engineering with a keen interest in sustainable energies. I have recently completed a consulting internship at Nepal Times Consulting Services, and I feel like the time is right to move on to a full-time roles.
That's amazing, Praveen, and I hope that that is true. So could you describe for me a time when you had to work in a diverse team, and what challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
Well, most recently, I had to work in a team with a large multidisciplinary team to come up with a deck of water management during monsoon floods. Engineering, transportation, personnel, as well as local farmers were involved and had a conflicting interests. I was the team leader in this situation and responsible with coming up with the consulting deck. The major challenge did not come from the sources of the technical difficulty, but rather in the managing the expectation of different stakeholders involved. We hit many roadblocks due to the differing perspectives of different stakeholders that we had to satisfy. I recognized the fact that it was not possible to satisfy all parties involved 100%. I set up the frank negotiation between concerned parties on pain points of the projects. All of this was out in the open and not behind the closed doors, which I thought was the key in reaching a resolution of all issues.
I agree. Open communication is always helpful between stakeholders. Moving on, could you describe a time when you used your technical competence to solve a problem and it resulted in a positive outcome?
Uh, Regarding technical competency, I had faced many technical problems during my professional life, but I want to specifically tell you about one of the major issues of the project General Outpatient Department of a hospital in Kathmandu. What happened in that project was while doing a workshop drawing, one of the shop engineer mistakenly drew the structure of the building, the pillar length shorter than what it is supposed to be. But major issue was that the erection of the truss had already begun, and redoing the fabrication of the pillar as well as the erection of the pillar would have caused a huge loss to the company, and the time management and resource is not viable. At the time, the project was in great risk, and at the right moment of time, I came up with another option is I suggested to use the C channel in the deficit pillar. After the structural analysis of the new design was quite stable and trendy as actual design. Then I prepared the report and the design with the modified structure and submitted it to the engineering council and was approved with a remark as good as the real design as it should be. And at the end of the day, the project was successfully completed and the department is already operational.
That is a very creative solution indeed, and looking forward to seeing more of those. So that is all that we wanted from you today, Praveen. Do you have any questions for us?
I suppose I have a few questions to ask. I would like to know more about my day-to-day responsibilities and what kind of a team that I would be working in and what kind of a project that I would be working in. Besides that, assuming that I were hired, what would be your expectation in first 2 months?
So probably we do have an onboarding process for all of that. So in the case that you are hired, we will take you through that whole process, and that will help you kind of even out all your doubts that you have.
Thank you very much. And I want to make a good first impression, and it would help me greatly if I had a clear target in my mind for first couple of months here.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. So, okay.